Welcome back. It's me again, and right now we are going to discuss last Wednesday's comic releases. Fortunately, there was no major event that kept me from getting them, so that was nice. Um, there were only three that I picked up last week. Only two in my pull box, and one that I just decided to get anyway. Last week was a pretty lame week for comic releases. So, but whatever, less money for me, I guess. Or less money, I should say, that I have to spend. So we're going to start off talk about Widowmaker number 3. So that was a little bit better. Widowmaker, as I've said, is a really good limited series. Essentially, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, Natasha Romanoff, the original and the best Black Widow, and Dominic Fortune, who is a character that I've seen in peripheral stories. I've never read any of his Howard Chaykin, I'm sorry, did a recent limited series of his, but I think I only have like the first 2 issues or something like that because it was one of those things where I was planning on getting the trade eventually. And I don't even know if they made a trade out of that one. So, so 3, so 4, kind of, super spies, trying to find out, well, who exactly is this Ronin, this new Ronin, and why is he, killing or trying to kill so many, intelligence agents. He did away with the girls who were in the quote unquote the Red Room, which is where Natasha was trained. It's where Russia trains their top female operatives from a very young age. In this issue, we have the big reveal of who Ronin is finally, and Jim McCann, who writes this series, he really writes the hell out of it. He does a really, really good job, and that's always nice to see when you're writing a story like this. It's kind of gotten beyond, more of, kind of a Greg Rucka, Queen and Country type of feel, and it's definitely back into the, the Marvel universe as it is, with, super beings and superpowered people and so on and so forth. Now, the reveal of Ronin, that was really the only kind of unfortunate part of the writing of the book that I found, because as soon as Natasha says, "Well, I know exactly who it is," I knew who it was. I'm not going to give it away here, but that was the only part of it, again, that kind of disappointed me about the whole thing. I felt that they could have invested a little bit more thought into who exactly this was going to be. But the plot grows much, much thicker now, because they're really in the heat of battle, or about to be in the heat of battle, quite literally. And, essentially it's about, Russian and Japanese forces, combining to essentially retake their former glory. Japan is, truly an empire. Now, obviously not the, actual governments of these 2 countries, but the hardliners, the people who think that the old ways are the good ways. The communists and the emperors, that way. So again, written really well. The part of the book that is a little bit troublesome to me on a continuing basis is the art, which is not to say that it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's still pretty damn good, but it's you got David and Alvaro Lopez, who are doing the pencils and inks, and it looks like kind of a poor man's John Cassaday. In a lot of frames, a lot of the faces, you know, the bodies and everything like that are drawn really well, but just the faces are very Cassaday-esque, and but not in a good way. The proportions are a little bit off. They don't look right. There's one where it looks like Black Widow gained about, you know, 10 pounds just in her face. It's a bad. It was a bad drawing. That really threw me, because I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, well, you know, this kind of looks like Cassaday's work. But you know, you can't compare it with John Cassaday. He's too awesome of an artist. As far as, you know, you just can't beat him. But you know, I think that these guys are definitely trying to join him. So that's a little bit of a miscue, but you know, otherwise still, you know, a very good book. And I'm sad it's actually going to be ending. Another thing about the writing of this, and I don't know if this is something that's been hinted at in the previous incarnations of the Hawkeye Mockingbird relationship, where he calls her Birdie. Okay, so you have the archer and his bird, you know, his bird named, you know, lover, ex-lover, wife, ex-wife, whatever exactly the whole thing is. So Birdie, Pretty Bird, you know, Green Arrow, Black Canary, you know, kind of ringing a bell there as far as the writing was concerned. Then, you know, it's like it's a little too reminiscent. So whatever, it's a, you know, it's a pretty minor quibble that I have with it. So we're gonna go on to next what would have been my pick of the week, and but there was something else a little bit more important, and that is Secret Six, number 29. Aside from Secret Avengers, Secret Six is easily my favorite team book, because the characters are so well fleshed out. You know, these, you know, C and D-lister villains. You know, some of them like Z-listers. You know, either they're new or you never heard of them. And you know, Deadshot, Catman, Scandal Savage, the daughter of Vandal Savage. You know, the team has gone through some incarnations. Ragdoll, of course, you know, I think has become pretty much a fan favorite as far as the series is concerned, because Ragdoll is so gleefully insane. It's just, but it's not like a Joker kind of insane where he's just killing people indiscriminately and is very evil. He just, I think he knows who he's killing and just decides to, you know, but there's purpose to it. It's not so much like it's just, okay, I'm killing you because I'm just a homicidal maniac. But Ragdoll, he is a hoot, and you know, definitely even to the other team members, you know. And you know, they've got Jeanette now, who is a siren, and or Banshee, excuse me, Banshee. Sorry, didn't mean to piss anybody off there. And Black Alice, who is she can borrow the powers of other heroes and other villains if she wants to and needs to. She's a nice addition to the team. Bane has never been cooler than he has been in this in this book. That's the thing about Gail Simone, is that she tends to make characters who are kind of lame much cooler than they've ever been before. Bane is, you know, he's really smart. He's really, you know, fierce. He's everything that, you know, their original creators of Bane envisioned him to be, but never got around to making him like that. So we're going to continue this conversation about Secret Six in just a few moments. So stick around. We'll be right back.